Hi everyone, and I hope you're well, and welcome to today's sharing. Now, it comes actually from my business success program, which I've been running over the course of the last month, as some of you may recall. Now, the situation is that I did outline what it was all about beforehand. However, a few people have asked me to give a little bit of further insight, and I'm prepared to do that. That's not a problem. Obviously, I won't go into as much detail, because that'll be a little bit unfair to the people that have invested in that program. However, here's a snippet from one of the subjects that I cover, which is the value proposition. What is the value proposition? Well, essentially, it seems that, to me at least, that everybody at some point struggles with the value of their time, the value of their knowledge, and this absolutely translates to their business. And you can see there are issues with the pricing maybe of people's businesses. So I've certainly, some of my clients have come to me, and one of the issues they've actually had is clearly they are pricing themselves particularly too low. Now, an awful lot of people then say, well, yeah, but just pricing something high for the sake of pricing high. No, it's all about the value that we deliver. And I want to illustrate the point by recounting a story that I was told by a friend of mine, Peter Thompson. By the way, Peter is actually a friend. He's on my personal Facebook. I know an awful lot of coaches, consultants or whatever make out that they're friends with all these people, but Peter is actually a friend of mine. And he's came up with a great little story that I heard him tell the one time, which I don't know if I'm being honest with you, it's true or it's not true. But I sort of kind of hope it is. But here's how it goes. And I think it will really, for some of you, resonate and maybe help you to understand that your value proposition. And it surrounds a factory that had a production line that was going and buzzing as it always did one day. And then all of a sudden, a crucial bit of machinery just stopped functioning. And the whole of production came to an absolute standstill. And the I don't know how many people were there, we'll say 20, 30, 40 people literally had to stop work immediately. So it was a real serious problem. Foreman frantically got onto the phone, managed to get a service engineer out just over an hour later. Service engineer arrives, has a bit of a chat with the foreman, with a few of the operatives, and reaches into his toolbox and pulls out a hammer. He reaches up and gives the machine a swift clunk onto the side of it, and all of a sudden that machine just suddenly makes a few noises and then bangs into life again, and it starts purring and it's all going through, and production can restart again. Service engineer says his goodbyes, leaves. Next day, the head of accounts contacts the foreman and says, I've received an invoice, and it's for a service engineer, and it's for £1,100. And am I okay to pay this? And the foreman says, £1,100? The guy was only here for about 10 minutes. Leave it with me, I'll give him a call. So he gets onto the service engineer and he says, I've just had my accounts department on the phone, and they've said that you've charged £1,100. You were only here for about 10 minutes. And the service engineer says, yes, that's right. And he said, I'll break the invoice down for you if you like. And the foreman said, yes, please. And he said, well, the call-out charge, a priority call-out charge, and getting me there, that was £100. He said, and then knowing what to do and where to hit that machine with the hammer was £1,000. And I just think that story is so good at explaining the situation, isn't it? Because that service engineer, whether a true story or whether it's not a true story, and I say I honestly don't know the answer to that. I've never actually asked the question, if I'm being honest with you. But what a great little demonstration there of the value. That factory, by that service engineer reacting so quickly, getting out there and getting using his knowledge and experience that he probably gained over 20, 30 years, and getting that production line working again, was easily worth the money that he was charging. And it's exactly that. You have got your know-how. You have inside of you, you've got some great know-how, and what you need to do is to consider what that is and recognize the value that you bring. And once you recognize the value that you bring in terms of your knowledge and your expertise and the benefits you bring, then you can start tackling that very important element of pricing within your business and deal with that value proposition. I hope this has been helpful for you. It's just a little bit more of a broken down version of what I would normally go through. However, I hope it's been helpful in maybe giving you a little bit of an understanding of where I come from in terms of the value proposition, how to get that right, and how, by getting it right, it can really project your business forward. That's it for today. Have a great day. Speak to you soon.